Hi, and welcome to another Pick a Card reading with me, Leenna. I would like to thank everyone who's watched my previous videos and who've liked and subscribed and commented. I really appreciate your support and all the great things that you say, and I really hope that those of you that are looking for love and looking for new opportunity in 2019 and beyond reach them or get them really, really soon. So let's look at one of my, this would be my first video for 2019, and let's look at a future spouse question, and this would be, what do I need to know about my future spouse? So hopefully we'll pick up 2 or 3 things, and let's see what we can find out. So I've got 3 options for you. I've got option number 1, which is the Gold Bead, option number 2, the White Bead, and option number 3, the Orange Bead. So pick one and let's see what we can find out about what you need to know about your future spouse. So let's get straight into it with option number 1, the Gold Bead. What do you need to know about your future spouse? So we've got Strength, the 5 of Coins, the Gift, the Letter, the Man, the Birds, and Seduction. So they have a very strong Leo vibe. They're very good at communication. They like romance, and they either like to seduce people or to sort of bring people around to their way of thinking through persuasion or through flattery or gifting. So they don't give up easily on whatever it is they're trying to get or whatever it is they're trying to reach, but they're not always successful because it's sort of easy come, easy go with them, especially when it comes to finances and material things. They also may seem very superficial. They like pretty things and they like beautiful things around them, but they do have an inner strength and a spirituality that again comes and goes. And you know, when it's good with them, it's good. When they're on a down, they can be down for a little while. And that's when they hang out with their friends, and they tend to manifest easily, but almost to the point where they don't have time to appreciate what they have, and then it may be gone or they've moved on. So I get a very strong sort of Leo kind of energy with them, especially with the Strength and the masculine card here. This guy has a bit of a Leo look. So they're very good with words, and they do like their romance, and they like to work to get people around to their way of thinking. So like I said, very persistent until they get what they want, until they have what they were trying to achieve, and then they're on to the next thing. So I'm just going to pick a couple of my own oracle cards here to see what we can find out, anything more about them or any advice. And let's see what we've got. Keep the Faith, Magic, and Reunion. So you might have a bit of a hot and cold relationship with your future spouse, where you're going to have faith in them, and also try to manifest the way they do, or try to stabilize things once things are manifested, and to know that they're always going to meet people from their past and expect you to be fine with it, because I think they know a lot of people. And also that if you've been apart, or if you feel that they're leaving you behind, that there will always be a reunion, that you would always end up coming together again, and that you are going to always, no matter what they're running after, or no matter what they are working on, I don't think that they are disloyal or unfaithful in terms of, romantically or in your relationship, but they just always have something going on, that no matter how much they seem to perhaps forget about you or neglect you or your plans, that they'll always find a way to make it up to you when they're ready to, when they have, it's like a cat, when a cat is playing with a toy or a ball of wool, and it will play with it until it's done, and then it goes back and it sits in its usual place, or it comes back for you to pet. It's kind of like that. So very strong Leo vibe if you chose option number 1. I hope that was fun and useful. So let's go on to option number 2. If you chose the white bead, what you should know about your future spouse. So let's see what we've got. We've got the 5 of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, the Mirror, Choice, the Birds, the Sun, and Appreciation. So here, I feel that your future spouse is very quiet, they're very self-reflecting, they would often choose not to be in the limelight, but they do appreciate others being able to manage sort of being in the limelight. Perhaps you are, and they appreciate that as a skill that they need to learn, or that they would like to learn. They also seem to be someone who finds it really hard to let go of the past. But when they do, they move on in a very steady way, and they may have not had, financially things might have been really difficult with them for quite a while. So they may want a different kind of life, or they may be trying different kinds of lifestyles, or interested in doing that. So, 1 year they may be very seeming materialistic, and the next year they may be seeming very spiritual and not inclined towards the material, and then eventually they will settle down into who they really are, and perhaps combine the best of whatever lifestyles they're living through, and appreciate things. They do like music a lot, they like company, but in small doses and in small groups. They're not really a party person. They may like the outdoors, and they may like countries like South Africa and New Zealand, but more the sunnier climates where there's a lot of animals. And if they don't live there, then they may travel very often, especially to the nature reserves and the game reserves. They may work in media, but they will be a very introverted kind of person. And they may take a long time to make choices. So they could be Libra, or they could be Virgo, or have those very strong traits. And let's see what the Oracle cards say about them. So, what do you need to know about your future spouse? we've got watched over, twin flame or soulmate, and running for a train. So I think that they would travel a lot and that there would be a very strong bond between you, sometimes either, you know, almost like a telepathic or a psychic bond. So I'm just going to put them down because these cards don't seem to be picking up so well. And they're very much likely to, like I say, travel a lot, and they could keep tabs on you, or, you know, always ask that you let them know where you are and what you're going, because they want to know that you're safe. But they also would sort of instinctively or intuitively know where you are and what you're doing, and have that very strong bond with you. So I think they're a very spiritual person as well, and they do have some psychic gift that is quite strong, but which I feel they keep to themselves. They have a bit of a loner feel, and very much process things internally. They may not often speak of it or something like that. So that is what I'm picking up for you if you chose option number 2, the white bead. So if you chose option number 3, the orange bead, let's see what you need to know about your future spouse. Sorry, this number 2, you're also your future spouse is very sensitive. They might be a highly sensitive person. So option number 3, if you chose the orange bead, we've got the King of Wands, the 7 of Swords, the Sun, the 10 of, the Scythe, the Maze, the Flowers of the Bouquet, and Extremism. I don't know why we're getting a lot of Leo cards, but anyway. So your future spouse may be a very a person with high energy. They kind of very sport or business orientated. They could be in the PR department or advertising for a very large company or a global company, and they know a lot of stuff that is going on, but they can't say, so they may not talk much about their job and what they're doing. They could also be quite well known about what they do, or they're associated with some very well known people or very prominent people in the community. They could be very sharp with words, very sort of sometimes it may seem they have no filter, but they don't bother to sugarcoat things or to they'll just say whatever it is that they see or feel. I think at times they may seem quite selfish, but they always make it up to you in some way. They could also be very gifted, very intelligent, and they could like doing puzzles. But whatever it is they do, especially when it comes to sport and competition, they have to win. They have to, there's always winners and losers with them. And I think that may be a bit difficult for you to deal with at first until you learn how to manage it and remember that a game is not just a game to them. They're going to take things very, very seriously. There are times when it seems they might get a little bit confused. And they could be very drawn to very attractive people, traditionally beautiful people, and have short little crushes on them, which I think may also be very difficult for you if you tend towards jealousy. And they also tend towards jealousy. So I think that would be something that both of you would need to work on in this relationship. And let's see what the Oracle cards say for them. So we've got no apparent way out, awkward, and karma. So this seems to be quite a karmic relationship, and it's probably one that, you know, if you are having difficulties, it may be difficult for either of you to walk away from until the karma is worked out, or until, you know, it may be a difficult relationship until the karma is mostly done. There may be a lot of awkwardness. Again, you know, it could be because they can be brash, and they can be so competitive that it may lead to quite a few awkward social situations. And I get the feeling you're going to be the one who's going to have to smooth things out with everyone. And, you know, if you're going to be a power couple, they'll be the one doing the business and making the deals, and you'll be the one making sure that no one's feelings are hurt in the process. And I feel that they have a very strong personality, and you do as well, but for the most part, most people are going to think that you're going to be the quiet one, or the easier one to deal with. And I think that might suit you, because you know, you don't mind them, you don't mind your spouse sort of making the waves, and you kind of perhaps ride the wake. Okay, so that's what I have for you if you chose option number 3. So I hope that was fun and interesting for you, and I'm not sure if it's going to resonate with everyone, but if it does, let me know, and good luck in finding your spouse and having a good, long, happy relationship. My best wishes for you with that. So take care and keep those vibes high.